Calvin Castan at George Brendler Field. It's the 26th day of October 2018. And we're here for the Section 7 Class B championship game. The Beekmantown Eagles are back in it, and their opponents today, the Saranac Central Mischiefs. And these two teams battle hard throughout the season, and it's no surprise that these two teams are here. We're going to go live. This is our first official live event. We've done a couple of practice runs, but we're going live over the NFHS network. It's a subscription network. It's tied in with Section 7 and New York State and a whole lot of other states, and they're trying to produce nationally produced live coverage. So you won't hear a lot of talk about hometown cable on here, although this game will be on hometown cable. We've got a couple of veterans with us. We got the pharmacist, Lee Barcombe, and Mr. Rick Hunter, and this is all the technology that we'll be fiddling with here that will allow us to go live. So we'll be going live, and when you see this, it'll already have happened. So, but you can on the live network, you can see past games too, I believe. So we want to thank McKenna Hunter for setting all this up for us ahead of time. He was here, very devoted. He helped us on the couple of dry runs, and he's going to help us today. And tomorrow Rick will be on his own, but he's confident that he's been taught well by his son. So time will tell. And so we'll be doing the girls today, the boys and girls today. Then tomorrow it's the Class Bs, and we'll be doing those live also. So if you're watching this on hometown cable, you'll know what's been happening. So next voice you'll hear will be Rick and Lee, and they'll be talking over the NFHS network.
Beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner there by the young lady to start this championship game off. Leah Lacey. She did a wonderful job here. So we are at George Brendler Field in Shazy, New York. And if you're not familiar with the New York area, New York has upstate and downstate, and we're as far upstate as you can go. Shazy, New York's in the upper northeast corner of New York State. And is better? Check, check. Can you hear me? Okay, this is better. Got the right microphone now. Again, in case you haven't heard a bit of what I said, welcome to George Brendler Field in Shazy, New York, for this Section 7 Class B championship girls soccer match, featuring the Beekmantown Eagles in the red, and primary red. They're the number 1 seed in the Section 7 sectionals. Record of 13-1-2 on the season. Head coach Pete Bursick, and they're taking on the Saranac Chiefs in primary white today. Their record on the season, 11-2-3. They're the number 2 seed in Section 7. Both teams are ranked in New York State. Beekmantown ranked number 16, and Saranac receiving an honorable mention ranking. Today is October 26, 2018, and we are at George Brendler Field in Shazy, New York. If you're not familiar with New York, there's upstate and downstate, and Shazy is about as far upstate as you can be. We're in the far upper northeastern corner of the state, and we're comprised, Section 7 is comprised of 27 schools in the counties of Clinton, Essex, Franklin, Warren, and Hamilton counties. These two teams are both from Clinton County, where primarily most of the schools reside. Our officials for tonight's matchup are Justin Sample on the sideline, along with Jerry Kovaleski on the other sideline, and the official in the middle is Gary Kaiser. And Saranac will kick off here to start this championship match. Midfield battle here between Nora Canning, who's one of the captains for Saranac. Now it's Beekmantown with possession, Saranac taking it away. Number 4, Kennedy Ubel trying to clear it away. Now it's 15, Kayla Myers, another captain. Drops it back to her sweep. Caitlin Belair, she gets it outside to Grace Patterson. Patterson couldn't hold it in. It's going to be a Beekmantown throw. Throw to be taken by Leah Casey. Casey gets it in, looking for Avery Durgan, leading scorer for this Beekmantown Eagles team this year. The junior striker has 17 goals and 3 assists to lead Beekmantown in scoring. Cleared off the side by Anna Drapo. It's going to be throw in for Saranac. Grace Patterson with the throw, gets it in, taken away by Casey. Casey toward midfield, intercepted by Myers. Kayla Myers drops it back to her captain teammate Samantha Wells. Wells goes toward the middle. There to provide some pressure was Kira Regan, and now Nora Canning possessing. She's looking forward to try to reach to, Chip Alone. Now it's Durgan. Intercepted there by Myers. Kayla Myers pushing it outside fullback Kennedy Ubel. And Ubel clears it off the side. These two teams met previously this season. First meeting resulted in a 1-1 draw. In the second meeting, Beekmantown came away with a 1-0 victory. So very evenly matched squads in Northern Soccer League Division I play.
That very moment, not like I could do that second.
Beekmantown throw deep in the Saranac territory.
Anna, find the gap, Anna.
Casey to take the throw. Puts it in, goes off the foot of Riley Fizette. Now it's Kira Regan trying for service and cleared away there by Wells. Nora Canning dropping it back defensively to Myers. Now Canning toward midfield. Intercepting nicely is Emma Beach. She serves it toward the middle and coming out to make the save for Saranac is their keeper Peyton Kuchar. Kuchar put a nice season together with 8 shutouts on the season. Only 11 goals allowed all season for these Saranac Chiefs. Sarah Tisdale possession for Beekmantown. She pushes it off the sideline, throw in for the Chiefs. Deep ball. It's going to be escorted off the end line there by Jenna Trombley, sweeper for the Eagles side. The goalkeeper Bailey Carter is going to set up the ball for a goal kick to be taken by Emma Beach. Alongside me on the camera, Calvin Castine, and providing further insight is Rick Hunter.
The Chiefs are bringing a 4-3-3 formation to the contest tonight, and the Eagles are reciprocating with a similar formation, although they're playing a diamond in the back.
Both teams are highly powered offenses, and they do have. Neither team has given up many goals in the season. I mentioned Saranac giving up 11, and Beekmantown has only given up 8 goals all season. So defensive-minded teams for sure that can put the ball in the back of the net, and that spells powerful teams from both sides. Here's Sydney Myers moving forward, looking for Mara Chipalone. She's battling there with Sarah Tisdale. Chipalone drops it back. Service there by Isabella Lacroix. Ball's bouncing around the 18, Chipalone, taken away by Trombley. Service again. Nice ball there to make the save is Bailey Carter, the keeper, junior keeper for the Eagles. Now here's Leah Casey looking for transition, gets it forward to Kira Regan. Regan looking further forward, but she has nobody there except for Samantha Wells for Saranac. She moves it to the middle to her sweeper, Caitlin Belair. Belair now gets it, Kayla Myers. Myers hits it off the sideline. It's going to be throw in for the Chiefs.
The Chiefs' counterattack is one of the best in the CVAC. The Northern Soccer League, I should say. That quick counterattack almost led to an opportunity outside on the right channel.
Thank you.
They do. Both teams do possess quite a bit of speed. Leading scorer in the area, as I mentioned earlier, is Avery Durgan for the Eagles, and a couple of Chiefs players appear in the top 5 of that scoring lead as well. So we're in for a treat today, I think, in this Section 7 Championship Class B girls. There's a service, and there to take the save easily is Kuchar. She rolls the ball out, looking for Grace Patterson. There to take it away was Hallie Hurwitz. Now in the middle, Fazette trying to go forward, blocked by Sydney Myers. Durgan gets it forward, looking for Danielle Dyke, and it's cleared off the side. Throw in for Beekmantown, deep in the Chiefs' territory. Early on, no score, as you can see on your. We do not have the. Do we have the? No, we don't. We don't have the scoreboard on your console. However, no score early on. 34-30 remaining here in this first half.
The Eagles have been the one to actually bring most of the offensive threat to this particular point, although both goalies, both Peyton Kuchar for Saranac as well as Bailey Carter, have actually been in the right position to be able to handle the easy saves.
And I'm sure they're both excited to be able to get a touch on the ball early on, get you comfortable in that goal, so you're able to have a little more confidence moving forward. Field's in very nice shape here at George Brendler Field. It's a natural pitch surface. Here's an opportunity for Beekmantown. Here's a shot from distance from Kira Regan. However, Peyton Kuchar was up to the challenge. So as I'm mentioning, the natural pitch here in northern New York, one of the best maintained surfaces here in northern New York for soccer. As you may imagine, very climate challenged up here this time of year. It's unseasonably cool, about 42 degrees or so at game time, but a beautiful blue sky, sunshine was a factor here in the east goal. However, right now it's not. It's starting to go behind the trees, so there'll be no distinct advantage for either side this game. Both goal mouths do have some dirt surface there, no mud, so shouldn't be much of an issue as far as footing goes for either keeper.
So the weather has been very predictable as of late, and I think both these teams have enjoyed actually playing on a pitch that's relatively dry.
Yeah, and slick surfaces can only lead to injuries. It's certainly a big equalizer out there, but this kind of surface with no wind will lend to the true talents of the ladies out there. And, should again, repeating myself, this should make for a great matchup. Foul called for a handball here. It's going to be direct kick for Beekmantown.
Right. Yeah.
So this is our first time doing the NFHS broadcast, and I hope it's coming through nice and clear for you. We're happy to be doing this service for all of our folks who can't make it to the match, people living long ways away, or folks that can't do it because of work or other commitments. So this is exciting new ground for us here in Northern New York, Section 7.
Both these teams are trying to play possession soccer, play feet, and try to build numerical advantage in those situations. And so far, the ball has been pretty much outside in the channels.
It's nice to see wide play, and a lot of times you don't see that necessarily in high school soccer. But these teams are both committed to playing wide, which will present a lot of chances for them. Middle of the field, that's Durgan leaving the ball off for Regan. Regan forward to Durgan, and she's got a semi-break here. Kennedy Ubel on her back. Durgan, leading scorer, looking for a shot, left-footed shot, blocked there by Kennedy Ubel. Nicely played defensively.
Well, nice job by the freshman Kennedy Ubel that was able to kind of step up to kind of stop the junior threat of Avery Durgan.
She took a nice path toward that ball, angled path to get her foot in front of the left-footed blast from Durgan. Ball's now in play deep in the territory. Crossing attempt is blocked. It's going to go off the end line. It looks like it's going to be a throw-in for Beekmantown.
And with a little over 31 minutes left in this first half,
Right.
the majority of the possession has been down in the Chiefs' end.
But as Rick mentioned earlier, Saranac has a quick strike transition, and here's an opportunity for them to do that transition. There's a ball looking forward to Mara Chipolone, but Jenna Trombley, stalwart defensive player for the Eagles, was there to thwart that opportunity. Throw in on the far side for Saranac. Isabella Lacroix getting the ball in. Bouncing around 18, cleared away by Trombley. It's going to be thrown again. Decent sized crowd here, George Brendler Field. Both teams have had to travel here. Beekmantown, maybe a 15-minute drive south of here. Saranac a bit further, more like probably 30 to 40 minutes south of here. Ball goes off the end line. It's going to be a goal kick in that service. But this is the site for the Class B championships as well as the Class D championships here in Section 7. On occasion, they do hold a regional game here as well, as long as the field and the weather permits it. We have D's are at, I apologize, D's are at Plattsburgh High School. My mistake, we couldn't have D's here because this is Shazy's home field, and they are almost every year in the championship.
Well, this year they bring both the boys and the girls teams into those particular Class D finals.
And we will be broadcasting that tomorrow for you here on the NFHS network and Hometown Cable. There is Kayla Myers getting the ball toward her sister Sydney, but it was intercepted and cleared away toward midfield.
Kayla Myers had a nice through ball attempt, but the Eagles fullbacks were able to kind of get a foot on it and kind of counter toward the central part of the field.
There's Grace Patterson with a ball toward the middle, but right to the hands of Bailey Carter. Bailey Carter, a junior keeper for the Eagles. She put together some really nice numbers, very similar numbers to Peyton Kuchar. 9 shutouts on the season for Bailey Carter, with only 8 goals allowed all season. Here's an opportunity for Chipolone. Chipolone chips it forward. That's an offsides ball. Referee's got his flag up. Offsides. Offsides there on Sydney Myers.
Yeah, Mr. Kowalowski was very quick to kind of put that arm up, and the referee in the center of the field made the call. Just to talk for a moment on Bailey Carter. Bailey Carter brings a height of only 5'6" into this game. So it's one where if the balls are actually played to the corners, she's going to probably struggle.
Yes, and that's one thing we oftentimes you'll see with a shorter keeper, balls to the corner or low balls to the corners, any balls to the corners for that is going to be a difficult task for them to get to. Ball's cleared off. Going to first substitutes of the game. Coming in for Beekmantown is Alexis Provost, and coming on for Saranac, the junior varsity call-up, Olivia Davis, 8th grader. She scored 3 goals last game for Saranac, so she had quite a debut for the Chiefs. Possession there by Drapo. Drapo moving forward, looking for Regan, but cleared away defensively by Wood. Now here is Durgan getting it to Regan. Give and go. Durgan, is coming on. Cleared away there nicely by Ubel. And off the sideline. Throw in for the Eagles. Beekmantown throw in.
I'm very surprised, but they won by a score.
Provost getting it in. Drapo looking forward and cleared away there by Sydney Myers.
So I already did
Onto the
something
feet
for that for the
of Nora Canning. Canning looks toward the middle
so
to
that'll be one of
Olivia
those picture
Davis,
things
but
for you.
Beekmantown takes possession. Now Durgan trying to get turned.
I was
Ubel
going
is there
to
and
then
clears it
follow
away.
up the next block was the Mariah tie
Toward
thing,
the
but
sideline,
actually
Patterson's going to try and save it for the Chiefs, and
with
she
the rest
does.
of
Ball
the
toward the middle. Nice ball. Nora Canning brings her. Canning running down with Davis to her right, trying to get past Emma Beach. Good defensive work there by Emma Beach to stick the ball. And Hallie Hurwitz picks up the pieces. She gets it forward to Drapo.
which is going to be Matt.
Drapo, now to Durgan. Durgan with pressure on from behind. Trying to get past Ubel. Service. It's going to be a little too far, and coming out aggressively is Kuchar.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, usually I give him a text just to be sure.
For Saranac.
All of a
Well,
sudden,
Nora Canning
Great.
actually
So we'll
took
need,
on number 4,
and
Jenna
I'll text him at halftime,
Trombley,
but
the actual
he'll be the one
junior
getting the
defender.
kind of like the
And the
wall
defender did a
video
nice
or
job
whatever,
of
so,
slowing down, sitting down, staying down, and containing her until she had support.
Yep, and then you'll have,
That's the key when playing defense is to wait for your support if you're able to. If you can slow things down and contain, like Rick said, that is the key. Ball's doing a little bit of back and forth here at midfield. There's Gracie Sutton getting it forward now, battling there. Jenna Trombley coming away with it for Beekmantown off the foot of Danielle Dyke.
Dave's gonna go to the side.
Now it's in the middle of the park.
At noon and 2. Rashid is
Kayla Myers.
at noon and 3:30.
Got it into Canning, but taken away defensively now.
But
Here's
I
Kira
at least
Regan
have
trying to get
her,
free.
the microphone and everything
Good
with him,
defensive
and
work there
not
by
have to
Caitlin
do
Belair
it.
to stop her. Now it's
This is
Danielle
what I
Dyke on
do.
the outside.
You'll do your normal
Pressure on
thing.
her back
I'm
from
thinking this.
Sydney Myers, and it's cleared off the
The first game
sideline
starts at noon, so show you
by
the
Madison
girls,
Tatro.
you know, the town
Excuse me,
with-
by
at noon.
Kayla
We'll
Myers.
do that.
It seems like both of these teams right now are looking for that air ball over the top
I'm
to
going
try
to
to
do the
spring
interview myself.
one of
he
the
can watch
players
me
where they
do it,
can
I can show you
create that
everything.
advantage, whether
For-
it's
no, this is
central
for Dave.
or it's inside of the channels.
Yeah,
And
'cause he has-
both
I haven't
teams
got a chance
have
to do any of this
actually
with him yet. At least
kept
Rashid and I got a
pretty
chance to go
positive
over.
shape, and they've provided
So
the support
then,
where necessary.
I'm gonna let him, so that'll be the group.
They have done an excellent job with discipline out there so far in keeping their shape, which I'm sure both coaches are pleased with. And you have two excellent coaches here with proven records in the Northern Soccer League in the New York State for that matter. A couple of substitutes that came on last whistle for Saranac, Aislinn Liberty, and for Beekmantown, Olivia Scott.
So I was going.
Here's Kuchar making another save. Now she's got wide open here on her side. Here is Aislinn Liberty, who just came on for the Chiefs. Coming on quickly to defend her was Alexis Provost.
And Rashid
Here's Canning now. Deflected off the end line, or sideline, excuse me, by Hallie Hurwitz. And another substitute coming on for Saranac, Allison Garman coming in for the Chiefs.
And just as we alluded to earlier, the Chiefs' counterattack was one that was pretty quick. The Chief defender actually stepped up quick, tried to make a throw ball, but the Beekmantown defender was able to get at least a piece of it.
Ball's toward the middle. It's Sydney Myers now. Going to use her support, Kayla Myers now. Myers to her sister, Sydney. Sydney is only an 8th grader. Ball pushed forward by Kennedy Ubel, looking for Nora Canning. Ball's bouncing in the 18. Canning with pressure on her back. Canning trying to get turned, looking for service. Good defensive pressure by the Eagles. And it goes off the side of Ubel's foot, and it's going to be a throw-in, I believe, or possibly a goal kick.
Well, the Eagles coach Pete Bursick has definitely sent a message to his players, and that is make sure we got plenty of players behind the ball. There were 7 players behind the ball, really not allowing much offensive opportunity for the Chiefs.
They close in fast, and like you said, they provide support to their counterparts out there, and that's the key of being a good defensive squad. Ball's going to go off the end line for a Beekmantown throw-in.
C is tomorrow is Sable Saranac, and B is Beekmantown Bird.
Ball's in play. Anna Draco looking to go forward, but Sydney Myers was there to provide some pressure, and it's going to be thrown again. Ball's into Tatro. Excuse me, Provost. Provost drops it back. Beach trying to go forward with it. Fizette and Trombley battling. Now it's Durgan. Durgan switching fields. Nice ball to Scott. It's Olivia Scott looking forward to Kira Regan. Regan switching fields again, but there was Aislinn Liberty to head the ball away. Now here's Riley Fizette. Off the knee of Allison Garman. It's going to be throw-in for Beekmantown. So nice usage, switch the fields there, Rick.
Well, absolutely. That's where you create that numeric advantage, that play to bring the ball negative and swing the ball out to that left-hand channel provided the Eagles with an opportunity.
High ball in the 18, headed away there by Samantha Wells, and cleared ultimately by Sydney Myers toward midfield. Lobbed back in by Hurwitz. Here's Kayla Myers looking for
We're only missing 2 or 3.
push through to Olivia Davis. Now it's all the way back to 18. Wells, ball bouncing, pushes it sideways. Provost takes a shot toward goal, but it's well wide. 21:53 remaining here in first half. No score. Eagles from Beekmantown.
Right,
and
yeah,
Chiefs
that's what I'm
from
saying. Yeah,
Saranac.
and
Neither one of these teams seem to feel very comfortable with playing the ball negative to their goaltender and actually switching the ball out to the opposite channel.
That may be something that the coaches will talk about, and I'm not sure, the foot skills on the keepers, but it can be a dangerous play. We saw that. I saw that in the last Shazy game. Shazy had a shutout going into the second half, late in the second half, and they tried a negative pass, and keeper fumbled it, and Stern Lake wound up putting the ball in the back of the net. So obviously there is some danger with doing that, but it can be very effective when done right. It's going to yield the first corner kick of the match. This ball that bounced off the leg of Kennedy Ubel. Going to be taken, a substitute actually coming in for Beekmantown. And they're going to hold off, I guess. They're going to hold off. So, corner kick to be taken by Kira Regan.
Nobody's with her. Nobody's with you.
A lot of bunch up inside the 6-yard box. Off the foot of Riley Fazette, but cleared away by Nora Canning. Top of the 18 and cleared away again by Sydney Myers toward midfield. So the Chiefs dodge a bullet whenever you have a set play opportunity in the form of a corner kick. It usually presents a good opportunity for the team.
Well, the Eagles with that corner kick, that restart was planned to actually put the ball just outside the 12-yard. But at that time, number 10, Riley Fissette, wasn't able to actually square up and get a good foot on it.
Couldn't get her hips around. So here's Provost looking toward the middle, but there again to clear it away. Johnny on the spot for Saranac, Kayla Myers. She's been all over that midfield early on here for the Chiefs. Here's Hurwitz now. They'll yield that to Beach, and Beach will clear it off the sideline. It's going to be throw-in for the Chiefs toward midfield. It'll be taken by Nora Canning. Senior captain, midfielder for the Chiefs. Beach again toward midfield. Here's Kayla Myers. She didn't get all of that, and therefore taking it away, Riley Fizette. She gets it forward to Kira Regan. Regan outside for Provost, Alexis Provost, looking for service. She didn't get around on it, and it's going to dribble off the end line for a goal kick.
I'm sure Kayla Myers for the Chiefs would have liked that first touch back. I think she had plenty of time and space. All she had to do is take that touch. There was plenty of opportunity out in that outside right channel where the Chiefs were able to kind of have that numeric advantage.
Substitute coming on for Beekmantown on that last whistle. There's Avery Scott coming in for the Eagles. Goal kick taken by Myers. Here's Liberty toward midfield. Beekmantown is there to punch it back in. That's Tisdale. Headed away by Sydney Myers. Now here is Avery Scott. Gets it outside to Tisdale. And her sister Olivia Scott takes possession. Olivia Scott, twin sister to Avery. And Liberty will clear toward midfield. There's Olivia Davis to Canning, and back to Davis. To Trombley and Davis going to battle shoulder to shoulder. Good play. This is the 8th grader with the junior sweeper in Beekmantown. So good shoulder to shoulder play there by both teams.
Well, it was a nice read by the Chiefs' Nora Canning to play that ball over the head of the Eagle defender, and she sent in the 8th grader Olivia Davis, who had an opportunity, but again she was defended very well.
Substitute coming in for Saranac is Grace Patterson coming back in. There's a service far side by Chipolone, it looked like, and there's Trombley to clear it away. Punched back in. Now it's top of the 18. Canning with a shot toward goal, lofted. She didn't get all of it, and Bailey Carter there to make the save for the Eagles.
And that's one of the things that coaches are constantly talking about. You don't have to get inside that 18 to take the shot. And as we saw right there, Nora Canning had an opportunity, but Bailey Carter was up to the task.
It's not a bad idea to test that keeper's hands early on. It is chilly, like we mentioned, so standing still, the keepers are going to get cold fast. We're at 13:34 remaining here. Excuse me, 17:34 remaining here in the first half of George Brendler Field Section 7 Class B Championship, Girls Championship between the Beekmantown Eagles in red and the Saranac Chiefs in white. Along with Calvin Castine on the camera and Rick Hunter, my name is Lee Barcombe, and we're happy to bring you this NFHS broadcast along with Hometown Cable. Allie Hurwitz looking forward for Provost. Provost toward the middle of the field, looking to serve it toward Regan. Now here's Scott. Avery Scott looking to get to Durgan, but intercepted there nicely by Kayla Myers, and a long lofted ball forward. It's going to be too far, and Bailey Carter will come out to handle that easily for the Eagles.
Well, we're hearing both of these coaches talking about actually playing the ball to the feet, play the possession game, because that's where their strengths lie.
It's going to be I don't think there's any question it's going to be a close game. I don't think any team's going to run away with this match. It should be a tightly, and it is a tightly played match thus far. Here's far side. It's Davis and Trombley again battling. Substitute to come on for Saranac, Isabella Lacroix coming on, taking off Mara Chipolone. So we've seen a few more substitutes on the Saranac side. Perhaps at this point in time they have a deeper bench than Beekmantown is showing. However, it could be that Coach Bursick is just holding his guns back.
Well, I think early on you're just trying to see whether or not you can find those mismatches on the field. And so those substitutes allow those players to get a little bit of a break, and then once they come back in, hopefully it's an offensive threat that can occur.
Here's a transitional opportunity, and cleared away nicely there by Samantha Wells. It's going to be throw in for Beekmantown now as all the players trot toward the 18. Riley Fizzette goes off the side of her foot, and it's going to be escorted off the side. Going to be throw in now for Saranac. It's been a clean game so far, not very many fouls called. Emma Beach, she's got pressure from behind. Nora Canning pressuring her. Herowitz bounces it off from Canning to Beach, and Beach pushes it forward. Kayla Myers trying to clear it away, but Riley Fizzette is there for the Eagles. She gets it to Regan. Regan looking for Durgan, but cleared away there nicely again by Wells.
Well, both these teams are reacting very well to any type of offensive opportunity. When the attack occurs, we're seeing at least 5 players from each of these teams behind the ball.
And these teams know each other well. They've played, as I mentioned earlier, twice this season. And both matches were very close. So this is there's a shot from Durgan. It's going to go high over the net. So this was a pretty well anticipated sectional championship, I think, by a lot of folks that follow NSL Division I girls soccer here in Northern New York.
And you alluded to these two teams played, but their last game was in the end of September. So it's been a while since each of these teams have seen each other.
And the important thing is I don't believe either team has really suffered any major injuries, which is a nice thing this time of year, because that kind of thing always crops up, and it can ruin a team's opportunity, certainly if you have a key player that is out for any period of time. Winner of this match will go on to challenge the Section 2 champion. The Section 2 is the greater Albany area, Albany, New York area. They'll play on Tuesday, October 30th, 7 p.m. Plattsburgh High School. And that's, I have Section 2, but I have Governor versus Potsdam, so I'm wondering if I wrote down the wrong thing. No, that's C. Governor and Potsdam are C, I think. Here's a shot. It's going to go off the end line for a goal kick. I'll check that at halftime, and I'll get back to you with the proper information. I got one thing written, but it contradicts itself.
One thing about Northern New York that we're so used to, of course, is the movement of the geese as they start to move south, and we're starting to actually see that right now, where there was a flock that actually flew over top of all of the athletes.
And one thing that kind of draws them in this time of year also is we have a freshly chopped field of corn over here. Something else that here's a good opportunity. Canning lofting the ball. Davis drops it off. Shot from distance there from Lacroix, but blocked nicely by the defender for Beekmantown and cleared toward midfield. So a really good chance there for the Chiefs. Here's Isabella Lacroix again. She gets turned nicely. Stepping up there to take the ball away, or challenge her at least, was Riley Fizzette. And he's going to knock it off the end line, or excuse me, sideline for a throw. So I was mentioning the cornfield. We do have a chopped cornfield here, which Calvin likes to refer to as the Field of Dreams. And yesterday they had a bear cub here on this very field. And I have to believe there's Shazy Orchards, which was at one point and may still be the largest Macintosh orchard in the world, is right close by as well. So plenty of apples for the bear to feed on, as well as some corn. So it was a pretty neat sight here at Shazy Central Rural School yesterday. Here's Provost dropping the ball toward the middle, looking for Durgan, but cleared away again nicely by Wells. Now here's Canning. She's got Davis to her right, and there's a nice ball outside of the football. Olivia Davis shot just wide, but boy, Rick, that was a nice setup.
Well, I'll tell you, Nora Canning right now is seeing the field probably better than anyone else out there, and she played a ball just behind, and the actual young athlete from Saranac, number 5, Olivia Davis, actually made an inside run, and I'll tell you what, it could have been 1-0 Chiefs, but not at this time.
Okay. So I did receive some confirmation from Ken Drake here from WPTZ. The winner of this does battle Section 2 champion, which is the greater Albany area here at Plattsburgh High School, Tuesday, October 30th at 7 p.m. You think I'm working Tuesday? I'm not doing this, I mean my real job. Here's the ball toward midfield. Kayla Myers, taken away by Durgan. Durgan knocks it off the side. It's going to be throw in for the Chiefs. Just about 11 minutes here left in this first half. We have no score, Section 7 Class B Girls Championship. Alexis Provost toward the middle. Kira Regan goes off of her foot. There to pick up the pieces, Caitlin Belair. She moves it outside, looking for Lacroix. Lacroix, with pressure on her from Danielle Dyke. She gets it forward, looking for Olivia Davis. Long run for her. Sarah Tisdale's there, and she's going to make the safe play off the side. Throw in for the Chiefs, deep in the Eagles zone.
Well, we've only seen one corner kick in this contest so far, so we'll see if either one of these teams have any type of offensive threat with throw-ins down low in the third.
Wasn't much of a throw on distance there, and it actually goes off the end line, it looks like, or perhaps that was offsides. I think that was offsides call there. So it's going to be an indirect kick, as deep as you can get inside the Beekmantown territory. Emma Beach lining up to take this indirect kick.
Both these teams have challenged for that 50-50 ball, but I don't think either one of them have consistently been able to counter from those 50-50 balls.
No, excellent defensive effort on both sides. Everybody's going to the ball quickly and providing that needed pressure to prevent turns and further distributions. It's been a nicely played game so far. It's entertaining to watch for sure. If you like well-played soccer as opposed to just a goal fest. Hallie Hurwitz, defender for the Eagles. She's going to look for service toward Provost, but deflected there by Patterson. Now it's Sydney Myers dropping it defensively using her support. Kennedy Ubel getting it to Patterson. Patterson with pressure on her back from Provost, and Ubel again forward looking for Sydney Myers. Goes off the end line for a throw-in.
That's one of the things I am constantly saying to my modified girls soccer players is that, you know what, you don't always have to play direct. Play negative, look for those opportunities, then if you've got those through balls, play the through balls.
Absolutely. You should always, I mean, if you're tied down, you need to look for your support, and your defenders and your negative players should be providing that support too. Here's a nice change of pace. Going far wide, Danielle Dyke looking for getting a shot toward goal. Deflects off of Belair, and she's there to clear it away. Kaylin Wood now racing to the sideline with Anna Drapo. Going to go off for a Beekmantown throw, quickly in. Danielle Dyke trying to get turned. She's got pressure from Sydney Myers. Wood toward midfield. Now here is Emma Beach. Beach going outside to Provost. Provost getting turned. Trying to get past Patterson, but she took the right avenue toward that ball and took it away. Grace Patterson's willing to let it go off the side. It's going to be throw in for the Chiefs.
Well, both these teams have done a pretty good job of when that pass is played, getting the ball out of their feet pretty quick and trying to create some type of opportunity.
Scoreboard shows 3 shots for each team. More importantly, no goals for each team. Here as we approach the 8-minute mark remaining in the first half. Here's Nora Canning again, trying to get past Hurwitz. Canning pushing the ball, Hurwitz pushing on her and pushing back. Beach steps, Trombley steps up, and it's cleared away there by Hurwitz. Kennedy Ubel's got pressure on her back from Durgan. Wells forward to Patterson. Patterson, pressure from Provost. Foul there for a push. It's going to be direct kick. Saranac side of midfield.
Well, as these players actually have to come a further distance to make that first touch, you're going to see when these players are shouldering up, sometimes those hands are going to come out, and that's what we see here with the Chiefs having a direct kick.
Shoulder-to-shoulder play is fine and encouraged. When you start to raise those elbows a little bit high, that you will get the foul called from some officials. Danielle Dyke trying to get past Wood. Dyke toward midfield. Long ball forward looking for Kira Regan. Out comes Kuchar. Good aggressive goalkeeping there by Peyton Kuchar.
Well, nice job by the sophomore Peyton Kuchar. The 5'9" keeper was able to actually anticipate that play pretty well and get to the ball pretty quickly.
As the ball's on that side of the field, you can probably see these stands have filled up considerably. We have some Beekmantown fans over there, bare-chested here in this 40-degree weather, showing their support for their Eagle brethren. There's Kennedy Ubel. Got Grace Patterson now on the outside. Patterson looking to get turned toward midfield. Nobody home except for Hallie Hurwitz. Hurwitz in the middle to Riley Fissette. Fissette to Provost. Provost looking for Durgan. Durgan getting turned. Now Saranac closes down on her and cleared away. Patterson, ball toward the middle, taken away by Fissette. I almost said Regan Fissette. That's her sister. She's a college player now. Riley Fissette goes out the hand of Sydney Myers. No call. Ball toward the top of the 18. Here's Durgan with a shot. Got a little bit lean back on that, and the ball went high and over the goal.
Well, both those opportunities for the Eagles in this first half, where the players were probably about 20 yards out, neither one of the players actually followed through after the shot, which would have meant they would have stayed over the ball and kept the ball down late.
Exactly, and that gets you in the habit. As you follow through, you're going to follow your shot toward goal, which is also very important in this level of soccer, any level of soccer for that matter. Goalkeepers they will sometimes spill the ball, and that can give you an opportunity to put a rebound in. Ball's in midfield. Emma Beach pushing it back in. The feet of Regan. Regan, nice little flick forward, but cleared away defensively by Kayla Myers. There's Kaylin Wood on the far side for Saranac, looking to get in the middle, goes off a chip alone. Beach, going to push it off the sideline, going to be throw in for the Chiefs. We're down to 5 minutes here in this first half. First half gone by pretty quickly. Not a lot of fouls. We really had only a couple of direct kicks, nothing near the 18-yard boxes. We've had one corner kick. Not a lot of good chances really for either team. I wouldn't say we've had any really A1 chances except for the one opportunity down here where Olivia Davis was sprung, but nice defensive effort down
And
there.
I think that speaks to each of the teams in terms of their shape. They've done a nice job in terms of getting players behind the ball and being able to communicate and provide that support.
Shape and preparation, and as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, both coaches are seasoned veterans in this league and are very accomplished coaches in New York State. Wood gets the ball in, past Chipolone. It's going to be throw in for the Eagles now. So we mentioned the area, Chazy, New York, is about 50 miles from Montreal, south of Montreal, roughly 175 miles north of Albany, and I would say probably about 60 miles from Burlington, Vermont. If you drive around, you can take the ferry, and it's a shorter drive. But that's where we are in the upper corner of New York State, right on the shores of Lake Champlain. In case you're watching worldwide and you're unfamiliar with the area, a beautiful area, north of the Adirondack Mountains, very mountainous terrain. We do have 4 full seasons, mostly. Well, I don't know about full seasons, but certainly do have 4 seasons. Seems like the winters last forever, but lots of hockey up here, and that's a big sport for us in this area in the wintertime. Basketball as well.
Well, the Chiefs had another offensive opportunity where Nora Cannon tried to play a ball through, but the young athlete for the Chiefs, Mariah Chipolone, actually made a direct run instead of more of a diagonal run.
Ball's bouncing around. Saranac coach is screaming for the ball to get cleared. It's always dangerous when the ball's bouncing around your 18. It's going to go off the end line for a goal kick there. No, excuse me. I guess they deflected. It's a corner kick.
Well, this will be the Eagles' second corner kick of this contest, Lee.
Second
And will
corner.
be interesting to see whether or not their restart actually is going to be aimed at that 12-yard spot or where those runs will occur.
Similar setup as last time, with Fizette at the penalty strike. And the ball served in, punching it away nicely is Kucher. Trying to clear it was Myers, and the shot there. Handball called. Excuse me, offsides called.
Yes.
Oh, I thought they called a handball.
I think Durgan actually was offside.
Was offsides. Okay.
But I got to tell you, that was a wonderful, wonderful parry by Peyton Kucher. The goalie was able to punch that ball away and keep these Chiefs in this contest.
That is not an easy save to make, and she did well with a double-fisted punch. 2-minute warning here in first half. George Brendler Field, Chazy, New York, Section 7 Class B Girls Championship between the Beekmantown Eagles, the number 1 seed in Section 7, and the Saranac Chiefs, who are the number 2 seed in Section 7. Both teams are ranked in New York State, as I mentioned earlier. Beekmantown ranked number 16. This is by the NYSSWA, Sports Writer, New York State Sports Writers Association. So Beekmantown ranked number 16th, and Saranac receiving an honorable mention ranking here in Class B. Canning getting turned toward Chipolone. Chipolone trying to get past Trombley. Very good defensive work there by Jenna Trombley. That
And
was
Trombley did a nice job on LaCroix. Wouldn't let her actually turn with the ball. She was forced to play negative, and the Beekmantown Eagles were able to get a foot on it. And they're the ones actually moving in the opposite direction.
Kara Regan lofting the ball toward the defensive line of Saranac, but clearing away there was Wells. As Fizette battling with Sydney Myers. To Kara Regan. Regan looking for Durgan, stepping up nicely there. Caitlin Belair. Ball toward corner. Kennedy Hubel done a nice job back there defensively for the Chiefs. There's a service by Anna Drapo. Saved there nicely by Kuchar, Peyton Kuchar.
I'm not quite sure why Danielle Dyke, the sophomore, didn't continue her run actually toward where the ball was going. It might have created a little bit of, a disarray for Peyton Kuchar.
Sometimes those runs, like you say, well, even if you don't plan to receive the ball, you can provide a bit of a distraction and maybe draw a defender or two. You never know. Ball's in by Kaylin Woods. Kayla Myers. On her back is Durgan, Avery Durgan. Ball got a foul called there. With 10 seconds left, they'll get it off in time.
7, 6, 5,
Myers looking to take the kick quickly.
2,
And that's going to do it here. First half, George Brendler Field, Section 7 Class B championship for the girls. No score between the Beekmantown Eagles and the Saranac Chiefs. Back on. Welcome back to George Brendler Field here in Shazy, New York. This is the Section 7 Class B Girls Championship. First half was really entertaining, Rick. We had two evenly matched squads, Beekmantown Eagles in the red and the Saranac Chiefs in the white. Really well played first half. Not a lot of offensive opportunities, but really nice defensive effort and just an all-around good first half.
Well, I think both these teams have probably discussed at half. They want to try to attack a little bit more directly. Try to create opportunities that weren't created in that first half. Try to play off the ball a little bit better, and also shoot from distance.
Put some shots on goal, test these keepers. That's the key. There were only four shots for Beekmantown in the first half, 3 for Saranac. And here's a lead ball. Nora Canning trying to get past Jenna Trombley. Shove in the back. It's going to be a foul. It's going to be direct kick. Here's the closest direct kick we've had in this match here. It's almost in the area where you would expect kind of like a corner kick setup here. Saranac hasn't had a corner kick this game.
The Eagles took a long time to get that wall together. They're trying to get some direction from their keeper, Bailey Carter, in terms of what movement left or right.
You
But
might only
as
need
usual,
two.
they stepped up within inside of the 10 yards, so it asked for Saranac to call for the mark to give them time to make sure they were marking inside, goal side strong.
Direct kick to be taken by Kayla Myers. Toward goal, goes off the head of Riley Fizette. And it's going to be a corner kick. First corner kick of the match here for the Saranac Chiefs. So we'll see what kind of setup they use.
Well, the senior Facette did a nice job actually getting ahead on that ball. Unfortunately, it's going to give the Chiefs another opportunity in that upper third, I'm sorry.
Kayla Myers to take the corner kick here for Saranac. So they're lined up top of the 18, right by the key. Ball's in play. Off the foot of Chipolone, back to Myers. Myers dropping it. Shot toward goal, but cleared away there by Emma Beach. Gracie Sutton had the ball knocked away by Avery Durgan. It's going to be a throw in for the Chiefs here, right near midfield.
Well, it looks like the Chiefs have actually kept a similar formation, but it looks like they're encouraging their backs to actually jump up into the play a lot more and create more opportunity in the midfield.
Service from Fizette toward Dyke, but cleared away there by Lacroix. And now it's Myers looking to lead Canning. Jenna Trombley, who did a really nice job sweeping all season for the Eagles, and she's done a very nice job today. Takes a lot to get past her. Ball's in Lacroix, gets it to Canning, back to Lacroix. She's looking to switch toward the middle. Off the head of Sydney Myers. Canning gets onto it, taken away there by Beach and moved toward midfield. Durgan pushes it forward, but Caitlin Belair, who's done a nice job as the counterpart to Jenna Trombley as the super for the Chiefs. Here's Canning now, down the right side, stepping over as Beach, dispossesses, now it's Canning again. support from Lacroix. She's calling for the ball. Canning outside of the foot towards Sydney Myers. Cleared away there by Riley Fizette.
Wait, is it
Going to go off the sideline for a throw-in. About 3 minutes into this second half, no score here between Beekmantown and Saranac.
The senior Nora Canning did a wonderful job of actually playing composed possession ball there, keeping that ball space and time, drawing people in and opening up for teammates.
Very good looking to switch fields. Grace Patterson is there, but now it's Casey. Moving it forward, nice slashing ball through. Dyke getting a foot onto it. Coming out to make the save is Kucher. Collides with Danielle Dyke, and it looks like Dyke took the worst of that collision. So Mr. Kaiser's going to check on her to see if she's doing all right. She's up.
Well, sometimes you end up with goaltenders that, in fact, won't come out aggressive enough, and they don't put themselves in a position to be able to protect themselves. And if you look at a lot of these rosters, they're not really deep in the goaltending position. So it's important that they, in fact, be able to, play aggressive inside that box.
That's true. A lot of these teams don't necessarily platoon their goalkeepers. You may have somebody that comes in for mop-up duty in a game that gets out of hand, but for the most part, neither of these teams. Matter of fact, for Saranac, they have nobody else played the goal this year. And we had Anna Drapo played one game for Beekmantown in the goal. I don't know if it was Dorothy Carter was injured or sick. Throw in deep in the Beekmantown territory for the Chiefs. Kira Regan bouncing it off the Kennedy U-Bolt. It's going to be a throw-in for the Chiefs.
Well, one of the things that definitely is noticeable in the second half is that the Eagles are playing a lot more compact. Whether the ball is outside in the channels or it's in the central part of the field, they're definitely much more compact, and that must be something that Pete Bursek talked a little bit about at half.
I figure it's 40-45.
Everybody is over in that corner of the field. No wide players for Saranac. The widest players by the clock. Cross toward top of the 18. There's Danielle Dyke clearing it toward midfield.
Unless it's 0-0.
Kara Regan, Riley Fizette. Punched back in by Gracie Sutton.
Allie, go get it!
Jenna Trombley with Nora Canning there. Trombley clears it off. It's going to be thrown for the Chiefs.
Kira, closer! Closer!
Well, the backs for the Eagles are doing a nice job. You saw that opportunity when the counterattack started to occur. They yelled pull up, and the backs pulled up quick to kind of not give Saranac any opportunities.
Pressure then for offsides. Far ball looking for Patterson. Getting her head on it was Leah Casey. Going to go off. Nope, it was a save. No, it went off the sideline. Throw in for the Chiefs. A couple substitutes coming on. It's the 8th grader Olivia Davis for Saranac. And number 16, Alexis Provost for Beekmantown.
Well, both these teams seem to be very comfortable with subbing, giving some of their players a little bit of a rest. And as you know, as you start to stretch into that second half, those little breaks can make a difference, when you get down to the wire.
And give you that little burst of speed that you may need toward the end of the game. Coming off for Beekmantown was Danielle Dyke, who had collided with the keeper. So maybe it's just an opportunity for Coach Bursick to check in on his halfback to make sure she's doing all right. Throw in for the Chiefs. Far side. Olivia Davis trying to get turned. Cleared away Beekmantown. Now it's punched back in by Myers. And Beach is going to try to clear it away. Far side, Kira Regan. Battling with Grace Patterson. Ball's toward midfield. Now it's Avery Durgan. Good defensive work there again by Kennedy Ubel. She's done a nice job shutting down the Eagles offense from the left side. Here's Provost. On her was number 14, Gracie Sutton. There's Regan. Again, Kennedy Ubel getting her foot on it, and it's going to be throw-in for the Eagles.
Well, the Chiefs' Caitlin Wood played a ball toward the central part of the field, and it almost spelled some trouble for the Chiefs as the Eagles had an opportunity, but they didn't actually try to take the player on 1v1.
Here's Fizette getting it toward the middle. Nice use of support there. Emma Beach going outside. It's Provost working toward the middle. Alexis Provost. Here's a shot. Bounces off the foot of Caitlin Belair. Sutton clears it toward the sideline, and Beekmantown will be content to watch it go off for a throw-in here for the Eagles.
Well, Pete Bursick doesn't seem to be saying too much from the sidelines as far as asking for his Eagle players to get out wide, but it definitely, to me, means that when you bring the ball out into the channels, it opens up the central part of the field.
Here's a dangerous opportunity. Shot there from Avery Durgan. Eagles score 1-0 Beekmantown on a goal by Avery Durgan. Kind of a defensive breakdown there by the Chiefs. And early here in the second half, Beekmantown, the number 1 seed in Section 7, takes the lead 1-0.
Well, the Chiefs definitely weren't communicating inside that 6 box, and there weren't players that were being picked up. And you can't leave a player like Durgan alone in that 6 area, because I'll tell you what, she's going to make you pay.
She's had 17 goals. This is her 18th goal in the season. So that goal was scored with the assist, I believe, going to Kira Regan. We'll confirm that in a moment here when the announcement is made, but I'm pretty sure that's what I heard.
Well, with both the first 2 times that these teams met, first of all being 0-0, and then the second game, actually, I believe it was actually, 1-0 in the last contest. You know, this 1 goal right now could stand, you know, with the way these players play defensively.
It was a very tight first half, and you know, it's one of those situations where capitalization on an opportunity can mean everything. And so the Chiefs have to really suck it up at this point and make sure that they don't regress at all. They want to keep their pressure that they have been doing, and they'll be fine. To give up another goal right now would be very demoralizing for the Chiefs squad.
Well, I think Mary Latubio is not too concerned right now. You've got enough time left in this second half. But as it gets down to the wire, you might see a change in formation, and you might see her push players up to try to create more offensive opportunities.
Absolutely, and then in turn, Pete Bursick may move one of his strikers back toward midfield. So the official scoring is, as we said, Avery Durgan from Kira Regan, and Beekmantown has a 1-0 lead. Here's Provost looking forward, stepping there nicely to take it away with Sutton. Now it's Provost battling with Canning. We go off the sideline for a throw-in. Beekmantown throw-in. Alexis Provost gets it in. Kira Regan, who had the assist on the goal, getting turned. Pressure on her toward middle. Riley Fazette battling with Sydney Myers, the 8th grader. Myers and Fazette dueling number 10s. Avery Durgan now trying to get around Mara Chipolone. Durgan looking to use her support now. Goes to the middle. Provost all the way out. No, excuse me, that was Fazette looking for Provost on the outside, but intercepted by Nora Canning. She tried to move forward to Liberty, but it goes off the side of her foot and off at midfield.
Well, it was interesting. I thought Riley Fazette was going to try to play that ball outside to the fullback stepping up, but it didn't seem like Haley Hurley was going to step out into the channel and give her an opportunity.
That would have seemed to have been the higher percentage play. But maybe they saw something we didn't see from up here, or we saw something they couldn't see from down there. So Riley Fazette tries to push it forward, but Sydney Myers deflects that off the side. So throw it again. Beekmantown, Riley Fazette. Just under 30 minutes here left in the second half. Number 1 seed Beekmantown with a 1-0 lead over Saranac. Ball to the middle. Drapo looking forward to Regan. Good work defensively there by Wells to take it away. Now Samantha Wells moves it to the outside. Nora Canning. Canning toward midfield. Battling there was Davis and cleared away nicely by Jenna Trombley. Allison Jarman getting it forward now midfield. Canning trying to get past her defender, Hallie Hurwitz. Hurwitz, nice stick. Going to go off the side for a throw-in.
Drop!
Hurwitz did a nice job of actually
Lexi
containing
mark
Canning,
21.
but it's going to give the
Nothing to
Chiefs
the
a
corner.
throw in the upper third.
Kayla Myers lofting the ball toward goal. Bailey Carter's going to come out and easily take that in. Carter rolling it out to the outside to Leah Casey. Stepping up to provide pressure is Ubel. Casey toward midfield. Caitlin Belair takes the ball away. Sweeper moving forward. Nice stick there defensively by Fissette. Now the ball's looking for Liberty and clearing away is Jenna Trombley. It's past Wells. Kennedy Ubel is there. She was going to push it toward midfield sideline. Safe play. Mara Chipolone coming back. Substitute to come on for Beekmantown. Number 22, Isabella Brown. First time we've seen her. She's a JV call-up. sophomore for the Eagles.
Well, it appears like both of these teams right now are just trying to figure out all the little pieces on the field, trying to determine exactly where, if you're Saranac, those mismatches can occur, and most importantly, being able to try to make the use of this very large field here in Chazy.
Maybe he'll strike gold with a combination, a little bit of chemistry here or there. You never know with some of these JV players coming up. It can be found gold in some cases. Going to be throwing here for Beekmantown. Another substitute to come on for Beekmantown. This is Emma McCaslin, number 13. First time we've seen her as well in this game. Coming off is Kira Regan. Throw in Beekmantown to be taken by Hurwitz.
Well, Pete Bursick seems comfortable with not being able to kind of just sit in and actually play, down with 5 players in the back. Right now, he's still going with the same formation that he started. And right now, the Eagles are doing a very good job with the possession.
Probably a comfort level for a lot of his players too. This is how they play. They're not the sit back and defend kind of team, and so the players know this is what they do. So perhaps it's in their best interest to keep playing with the aggression and the pressure that they normally do. Beach moving it toward the outside. It's Kennedy Ubel moving it forward. Sarah Tisdale's back, and so is Jenna Trombley. And Jenna Trombley is going to throw it off the side. It deflected off of Ubel. Gratuitous deflection to the foot of a Beekmantown player, but taken away there on the far side by Sydney Myers. Sydney Myers toward the middle, gets it to Kayla Myers. She's got Nora Canning wide open on the outside, and she uses her. Here's Canning looking for a shot from distance, just over the head of Liberty, but she was offsides. And so it's going to be played as a goal kick. Mr. Kaiser did not call the offsides, even though the flag was raised on the side.
Well, I think the senior Nora Canning would like that first touch back, because I think if she would have actually touched out, it would have given her space and time, and she probably could have really kind of settled in and had a nice shot.
Yeah, she did. She heard the footsteps from behind probably and panicked a bit. But yes, if she took an extra touch, either in or out, she'd have been in a better situation to shoot. Easier said for us up here for sure than it is on the field.
No question.
There's Sydney Myers battling on the far side with McCaslin. Now it's Riley Fissette, bounces it off a Saranac player. Kennedy Ubel saving it on the far side. Fissette looking to spring forward some players, stepping up nicely defensively is number 12, Allison Garman. Canning using her support. Mara Chipalone, she switched sides now. She was on the left side, now she's on the right. Canning to the middle. Sydney Myers, pressure from behind. Myers forward looking for Kayla Myers, for Olivia Davis. And coming out aggressively again was Peyton Kuchar.
Well, that was one of the things I was going to talk about, was the timing of the runs for the Chiefs. And right there we saw a good opportunity for the Chiefs. But again, Bailey Carter was up to the task and anticipated the play very well.
Now here's a lead ball look. And here is coming out Peyton Kuchar. I misidentified the keepers earlier. I apologize. That was Bailey Carter making a nice aggressive play before. Here's Peyton Kuchar. She's the keeper for the Chiefs. Sun's gone down here in northern New York, and it is cooled off considerably. We're definitely in the 30s at this point here tonight. So one of the impressive things is I see a lot of bare legs out there. A lot of times both boys and girls will be wearing a leotard, spandex type product to keep their legs warm. But we have some tough young ladies out there with bare legs. Tell you what, it does hurt to get the ball off the leg in this temperature though. A hard shot will really leave a mark. Mara Chipalone trying to say that she does. We got a foul, not a foul, but a throw-in call.
Well, that call is being contested, but again, place and time is sometimes much easier, as you said. You're not in that right spot to be able to make that call.
And the officials have done a nice job, and we like to give props to the officials. Here's a good opportunity for Beekmantown. There's a shot from McCaslin off the outside of her right foot, just wide, hits the side panel.
Well, Peyton Kuchar did a nice job of actually coming out and realizing she had the actual near post tight, and there wasn't a lot of space there for her to be able to play the ball to the far post.
Avery Scott checking in for Beekmantown, number 8. So goal kick here for Saranac. 23-27 remaining here in the second half. 1-0 Beekmantown leads, and we'll go over the overtime rules in case we happen to get there. It's kind of early for that, but just in case you're not aware how it works in girls' high school soccer in the sectionals, if it goes to overtime, they play mandatory 2 10-minute overtimes, at which point it's not golden goal or sudden death. It is 2 10-minute overtimes, so 20 minutes of extra soccer, and you can score as many goals as you want during that time. If you get past that, with still tie game, let me interrupt this for a minute. Here's a shot from Sydney Myers, deflected off a Beekmantown player. Now it's bouncing around the 18, top of the 18. Nora Canning taking possession, shot. Bailey Carter, she bobbled it a bit, but she wound up taking possession, so
And
no
the Chiefs did
danger.
a nice job of actually making those weak post runs. And opportunity almost presented itself.
Absolutely, you always have to expect the keeper's going to bobble the ball. That's one thing as a striker or as a forward player. You make sure you believe that may be the case. So if you get past the 2 10-minute mandatory overtimes and you're still tied, you go to 2 5-minute sudden death or golden goal overtime periods. Here's an opportunity. Olivia Davis with Jenna Trombley doing the nice defensive work for Beekmantown.
You gotta be first to that. Use your
And
body,
so if you
not
get
your
past
leg.
the sudden death overtimes, you go to penalty kicks. We saw that last night in the Class C girls championship game. You hate to see a game this time of year decided by penalty kicks, but it's a necessary evil. Last night we saw the Osable Valley Patriots pull the upset over the Mariah Vikings in penalty kicks.
Well, I'm sure most of these coaches actually practice PKs throughout the season, but as the season winds down, you get closer to sectional play, you'll see them do it a lot more in practices.
You have to. If not, you're not preparing properly. Especially, you need to get the shooters outside of your top 5 that you normally pick, because if you get past the top 5 and you're still tied, then you have to choose the next group. And it's sudden death at that point.
We've often had those talks between the varsity and the JV and the modified coaches in terms of how do you pick your orders. And one of the things I am always confident with is I always put my best shooter first, but I also put my second shooter in the 5 spot. Because if it gets to that spot, I want that person to be that deciding person.
Yeah, you hate to put somebody with little or no experience in that really big position of having to do or die kick, so to speak. Substitute for Beekmantown, coming back on Anna Drapo, and coming off is Avery Scott. So goal kick here for the Eagles. Goes off the arm of Sydney Myers, no foul. Nora Canning, good defensive work to come back there by Anna Drapo. Punched back in using her support. Here's Mara Chipolone on the outside, cutting back nicely, looking for service. Top of the key. Ball's bouncing around. Trombley trying to clear, getting a high boot on that was Nora Canning, and Mr. Kaiser making the call. So indirect kick here inside the 18 of Beekmantown.
Well, the Chiefs had a good opportunity there. Nice job cutting back towards the middle and bringing that ball back across the 18 spot. And the Chiefs almost had an opportunity, but the Eagles will transition the other way.
Throw in right near midfield. Allison Garman taking the throw, looking for Canning. Hallie Hurwitz bounces it off of Canning, goes out of bounds. Going to be a throw in for Beekmantown. We have substitutes to come on for Beekmantown.
Well, this contest just inside the 20-minute mark in this game. It's interesting to see that the Chiefs are starting to create some opportunities in this right channel. I think they're seeing some advantages against playing off of those left backs for the Eagles.
Yes, and maybe just a small change in tactics make a big difference here at this point. It's all about trying to capitalize on perceived advantages here in the field. Sydney Myers outside to Nora Canning. Pressure on her from Olivia Scott, who just checked in for Beekmantown. It's going to yield a corner kick, second corner kick of the match for Saranac.
Well, both Olivia Scott as well as Haley Hurwitz did a nice job of containing Nora Canning and not allowing her to be able to play that ball. And this time it looks like the Chiefs are going to play a short ball.
Almost getting her head on that was Sydney Myers, but clearing the way again was Riley Fassett for the Eagles. Here's a long ball forward, looking for a runner. Kira Regan running toward it, but clearing it away was Samantha Wells.
Well, there's an example of where you take a Avery Durgan, a junior, very composed, just didn't kick the ball, hoped for a particular run by Kira Regan, but Kira Regan just wasn't able to get to the ball.
Skip header by Scott. Hurwitz toward the middle. Stepping up there was Tisdale, getting a foot on it, now cleared forward by Beach. And making the safe play back there is Caitlin Belair. She's going to yield the throw in, right about even with the top of the 18 for Beekmantown.
Well, where we're sitting in here, sometimes it's very hard to kind of see the corners, but it looks like the Chiefs actually have about 5 players behind the ball. And right now, you can see that Sydney Myers is not getting a lot of time and space to Kira Regan in that box.
Exactly, they really clamped down, and we haven't seen a shift in shape yet for Saranac, as time is going to come short quickly on them, and with them trailing 1 goal, we may see at this some point here soon going to 3 defenders in the back line.
I think Mary Latempio is very comfortable with Sydney Myers because of her speed playing in that center part. But as this game gets closer to the wire, as you noted, it might be nice to kind of move that speed maybe outside into a channel and create some numeric advantage.
And how lucky is she to have 2 8th graders out there performing at the level they are, when Sydney Myers and Olivia Davis. Really impressive, and it bodes well for their program for years to come. And speaking of, here's Olivia Davis, number 5 on the far side, going toward corner, looking for service, tries to cut it back. She's taken down by Chombley. Good battle over there. Falls toward the middle, and there's Beach clearing it away. Top of the 18, here's Canning with Taylor Myers with a shot. Now Canning. Nice save there by Bailey Carter on a good shot that was labeled for side panel, so it appears from here.
Well, I think if Bailey Carter could have done that any differently, it would have allowed the Chiefs to score. She was in the right position. She anticipated where the ball was going, stepped to the ball, and has kept those Eagles up 1-0.
Substitutes to come on for Beekmantown here, and a couple of starters coming back in for them, and Leah Casey and Danielle Dyke. Danielle Dyke had come off earlier just to check her out because of that collision she had with Peyton Kuchar. She appears no worse for the wear at this point, at least.
Well, this is where Pete Bursick starts to think about the subbing, because the subbing, of course, will click away on that clock, and it'll make it so that those Chiefs have less time to be able to possess that ball and create any offensive opportunity.
And there's a nice feed ball looking for Durgan, but Samantha Wells is there defensively again for the Chiefs. She's done a nice job back there, the senior captain, the defender for the Saranac squad, number 19.
Well, there's an example of, playing for a number of years where you're composed, even though you got somebody on your back, you're close to your net, you don't panic, you kind of take that ball to the outside, and even though the Eagles will have a throw-in, they've actually now have support behind the ball.
You have your numbers back, which is essential, and obviously you're making sure you have marks on all players. It was a smart play defensively. Sometimes you give up possession to save an opportunity. Here's Belair. She's going to give up a corner kick here. She did have pressure there from Leah Casey. So corner kick, this is a 3rd corner kick, I believe, from Beekmantown. First one they've had since the first half. Kira Regan looks like from here, hard to tell, but I believe that's Kira Regan lining up to take this corner kick.
And you can see that the Eagles are putting somebody in front of Peyton Kuchar. They're trying to create where
Shot
she
from
can't
Dyke.
come out of or off her mark and give her teammates an opportunity to get a foot on that ball.
It's a dangerous position because sometimes the official, if you make contact with that keeper, the official is going to blow it dead right away and give benefit to the keeper. But it is valuable to place a player there simply for the distraction. They played the same way. They had Riley Fizzette right at the penalty stripe and looked to feed to her.
Usually Pete Bursick is known as the games start to tick away from a quarterfinal game to a semifinal and then into a final. Usually he's got a number of different restarts, but we haven't seen a lot of variances from him tonight.
No. That ball is cleared away, not the way that the defender intended, but it accomplished the job. And now here's Grace Patterson looking for a lead ball. She was looking to spring Nora Canning, but defended nicely by the Eagles. Now here's Davis and Beach battling. Now it's Mara Chipolone, Sydney Myers. Myers forward to Canning. She traps that down. Now it's Chipolone back to Canning. She has to get past Trombley. She does. Nora Canning. Nice save by Bailey Carter. Maybe she took one touch too many, Rick. I'm not sure, but that's a heck of a save from point blank range.
Well, one of the things I always say to my young players that are 12 and 13 is it's not about the power on the ball, it's about the accuracy. I think all she had to do was redirect that with the inside of the foot to the corner, and this game's tied 1-1.
Just touch it one side or the other to the keeper. You don't have to be far away from either, because that's a tough save to make by dropping down and at that point blank range. But kudos to Bailey Carter for holding her composure and making the big save. Nice effort by Nora Kane to get free and get past Trombley to create that opportunity. There's chip along. They had a nice little give and go pass there on that opportunity.
Avery. If she's pushed up, Avery.
Kayla Myers getting it forward. Now it's Davis running onto it. A little bit of obstruction there by Jenna Trombley, which you rarely, if ever, see called. But that was a smart defensive play. So kind of set a moving pick, if you will.
Well, one of the things I usually would ask my players to do is to shield that ball all the way back into your tender's hands, but that tender's got to make sure they can get that ball.
And they got to be vocal. You take possession, you take charge out there. Otherwise, the last thing you want is any kind of indecisiveness. If you decide to go, you better go.
Get back, Danny.
Olivia Davis and Trombley over there. Davis gets the ball, looks for service, nobody home. Cleared over the top of the goal. That was nearly. Was that a shot? I wasn't sure if that was a Beekmantown player taking that, but I guess it was a Saranac shot.
I think it was a Saranac. They're trying to cross the ball back across, but it kind of went a little bit up and over, and it set it in on the net. Another opportunity for the Chiefs. It would have been nice to see them gain end line and bring that ball back across the 18, because as you have those players, those midfielders making those runs, could have been an opportunity for the Chiefs.
It's a perfect ball to hit too. Penalty stripe or 6-yard box, for sure. Ball's in midfield now. It's Sydney Myers battling with Riley Fizette, getting a little more physical out there in the midfield. Grace Patterson to take the throw on the far side. We're underneath 11 minutes. Excuse me, just about 11 minutes to go here in the second half, with 11 minutes remaining in the second half. Excuse me, Beekmantown with a 1-0 lead over Saranac in the Section 7 Class B Girls Championship. You're watching of course you know you're watching the NFHS Network, along with Calvin Castine on the camera and Rick Hunter. My name is Lee Bark, and we're happy to provide this opportunity for you to watch high school championship soccer here in New York State. And here's Beekmantown looking for an opportunity. Danielle Dyke running on this ball that got over the top of defender and cleared away. Nice work defensively there by Gurman to recover, and now transition for Saranac. Olivia Davis, she's got Chipolone and Myers on her right. Excuse me, Canning. Nora Canning with another opportunity inside the 18. There's a shot looking for side corner, and she pulls it wide.
Well, definitely in the last 5 to 6 minutes, the Chiefs' counterattack has kind of taken a whole new structure. And Mary Latempio's got to be very pleased. It's just that they've got to kind of make those runs a little bit more timely, and when they get into the ball, they've just got to kind of stay over the top of the ball and just kind of be a little bit more accurate.
That time, Nora took the shot a little bit sooner than she had before. And she was labeling it for side panel, but she turned a little. She got a little bit too much pull on it and pulled it just wide.
You know, the game of striking the ball is an art, and it's one of those things where you can spend, almost parts of every practice with each little integral part. And when you do it well, it looks easy. But I'll tell you what, it's not easy.
Not at all. Leah Casey battling on the far side with, it's hard to tell from here who that is, but there it falls down. Now it's Olivia Davis trying to get past Jenna Trombley again. Trombley escorts it off the end line. Nice defensive work there. Substitute for Beekmantown. Coming on is going to be Avery Scott.
Well, one of the things that the backs are doing for the Eagles right now is that they're communicating constantly about keeping the gapping and the shaping just where it needs to be, because you don't want to give these Saranac Chiefs with their speed any opportunities.
Absolutely. Mr. Kaiser, just stop the clock here. And he stopped the clock because he wants to make sure the coaches instruct their substitutes who they know who they're coming out for. So basically to limit the time wasting aspect of substitution. So smart play by the central official, the veteran official, Gary Kaiser. The clock is running again, 9:22 on the clock.
Run through it!
There's Dyke toward midfield. Nobody there except for Saranac defenders. Kennedy Eagle. Eagle looking forward to Davis, but stepping up nicely with Sarah Tisdale. She gets the ball forward. Here's Avery Scott. Scott leading to center, looking for Durgan. Durgan getting past Caitlin Belair. Durgan toward top of the 18. Coming back nicely was Dyke had a good chance there, but again, good defense, and she's down again with her knee.
And again, a lot of it comes down to that first touch. I think in that particular case that Danielle Dyke takes that right touch and gives herself the opportunity to play off that plant foot. You know, this game's 2-0, but really that particular play started when number 4, Kennedy Rubel, the freshman fullback, actually played too direct on the Eagle player, and it allowed the Eagles to be able to create numeric advantage inside that 18.
Corner kick here for the Chiefs.
I'll let you know.
Service top of the 18. Excuse me, that's a corner kick for the Eagles, not the Chiefs. Ball toward midfield now. Emma Beach getting it outside. Riley Fizette trying to trap it down. Davis on her now. It's Nora Canning being pushed off. Beach, Sydney Myers.
Come on, Danny, run. Come on.
Long ball from Kayla Myers. And Jenna Trombley is going to clear that off toward midfield. It's going to be throw in for the Chiefs at midfield.
Well, the Eagles are doing a wonderful job in terms of being able to make sure that their backs are positionally strong. They're being able to head the ball out of danger zone. But right now it looks like the Chiefs are going to have an opportunity in the low or in the right channel in that upper third.
Going to be a throw in here for the Chiefs with 7:23 remaining in the second half. Mara Chipolone with the throw. Getting it in towards Sydney Myers. Sydney Myers dropping it back to Chipolone. Pressured by Dyke. Outside to Canning. Canning trying to get past Hurwitz. Service toward the middle. Goes off the foot of Sydney Myers, but well wide of the goal. And it's going to be a goal kick here. Substitute coming on for Beekmantown. Number 16, Alexis Provost, one of the starters coming back in, and coming off is the other midfielder, Danielle Dyke, who's probably suffered another bit of an injury. She's got her knee taped up. And she had that really great opportunity a few minutes ago down there that she wasn't able to get a shot off.
Well, I'm surprised Maryland Tempio is still playing with 4 backs. So we're under 7 minutes. And I would assume that very soon we're going to have to go to 3 backs and maybe in some cases actually float an outside midfielder back and play with 2 backs. But you've got to find a way to be able to tie this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Time is of the essence at this point. Your season is on the line. They certainly have had good pressure here in the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes or so. Big crowd over there cheering on the Eagles squad, and Saranac has their group of supporters as well. Leah Casey getting it forward to Kira Regan. Regan toward midfield. Avery Durgan trying to get turned on Kennedy Ubel. She's got Provost streaking. She gets the ball to her. Provost trying to possess it. Ubel gets her foot on it. Now it's Regan again. Wafting it toward the back line. Samantha Wells toward midfield. Anna Drapo looking outside, but nobody is there except for number 12, Allison Gurman. Now it's nice ball by Nora Canning. She's looking to spring Olivia Davis, and coming back nicely again was Jenna Trombley. Bailey Carter was there as well. Garman gets her head on it, head back towards Sydney Myers. Good defensive pressure there by Drapo. Provost now clearing it toward the fullback. Wells again forward off of the foot of Canning, and Hurwitz clears it toward the sideline.
Good save, good save.
Provost with a nice save, and she looks to spring Durgan. Durgan's on the goal side of Bel Air. Avery Durgan, nobody to serve to. It's all her. She's going to take it to the corner and waste a few seconds down there.
That's an art also in itself, being able to take the ball to the flag, actually kick away those seconds on the clock, and maybe even get an opportunity where maybe you get another corner.
You bounce it off the defender and get yourself a throw in. Riley Fizette to take the throw. And it's going to be a Saranac throw now, deep in their territory. And we're under 5 minutes, 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in this regulation match, Section 7 Class B Championship. Beekmantown holding a 1-0 lead on a second half goal by Avery Durgan.
And I'm a little bit surprised right now that Mary Latempio is not calling for that striker or that forward to stretch the field, be able to pull those backs
Turn it
up
up.
a little
Turn
bit
outside.
and be able to provide opportunity in the middle.
You stick one of your strikers right on the sweeper sometimes, and that stretches that field right out. There's Provost. Nice little stick there by Gurman. Lofted ball is going to test the heading ability of Wells. She gets her head on it. Pressure there from Durgan. Durgan heads it away. Now it's Belair outside to Chipolone. Chipolone looking for help. Trying a nice stick there by Riley Fissette. Fissette and Chipolone. Good little battle there. It goes off of Fissette. No, it goes off. Mr. Kaiser calling red ball, and we got a substitute coming on for Beekmantown, Isabella Brown, number 22, coming off Leah Casey. So throw in for Riley Fissette. Over the head of Provost and cleared away by Belair. Throw in again for Beekmantown. All these valuable seconds ticking off the clock. Under 3 minutes now.
Well, I'm surprised you haven't seen Pete Bursick do more subbing.
Yeah.
Just to kind of, give, those seconds on the clock to tick away and make the Saranac Chiefs season very short.
He's content to see these throw-ins down the sideline at this point in time. If you keep the ball on the side, that's great. There's little danger on the sideline.
And I think he knows he's got a mismatch on this right-hand side of the Chiefs also. So it gives them the opportunity to be able to kind of in that space and time control the ball.
Absolutely. They've worked an entire minute off the clock here with this series of throw-ins.
Allie, we gotta keep it on the field! Every time it goes out of bounds, they take a half an hour!
Cassette again with a throw. That's going to go all the way to the end line and for a goal kick. So goal kick for the Chiefs with 2 minutes remaining here in this championship match. Now's the time if you're going to make an adjustment in your shape. You may even see the keeper move forward at some point here in time.
And there's an example of a ball played in the central part of the field where you really didn't have the numbers. And again, the Eagles are countering, and it looks like they almost have an opportunity.
They do, and they're possessing it. It's Alexis Provost going to the corner. It goes off. Caitlin Belair bounces it off. We got a substitute now for Beekmantown. Danielle Dyke coming back in for the Eagles. Whistle's blown. That means the ball's ready to go. We're going to switch throwers, of course. Riley Fissette to take the throw. Minute and 20 seconds remaining here. Fissette gets it in to Dyke. Dyke dropping it back. All the way back to Drapo. She goes it forward to Durgan. Durgan's off sides. So an indirect kick here for Saranac. It's do or die at this point. Less than a minute to go here in this championship match and perhaps in the season for the Chiefs. Goes off the head of Drapo.
By the Eagles with the ball down low. That's where the futsal exercises inside your practices pay off.
Absolutely. No question about it. Emma Beach is just going to punch it back deep in the zone. Peyton Kuchar is going to pick it up, look to distribute it quickly. Big punt toward midfield. Hopefully her team can possess. Onto the foot of Canning. Canning lofts it forward, trying to find Olivia Davis, but there was Jenna Trombley to clear it forward. Now it's Durgan. Outside, Garmin pushes it toward midfield. Danielle Dyke again gets her foot on it. Here's Olivia Davis looking for Canning. Hallie Hurwitz. And Beach. Sydney Myers. Danielle Dyke. Now it's going to be Garmin pushing it forward. 10 seconds. And that's going to do it, Rick. Your Section 7 Class B girls soccer champion for 2018 are the Beekmantown Eagles.
Well, I'll tell you, the fans got every bit of enjoyment that they paid for today. This was a wonderful contest between two very fine teams that played a very strong tactical match, and the opportunity just kind of fell out for the Eagles with one good offensive opportunity.
It was an outstanding game, very fun to watch, very tactical, very strategic. Congratulations to the Beekmantown Eagles. Again, congratulations to the Saranac Chiefs on an outstanding season. They're a young team. They're going to put together a really nice squad next year for years to come.
I'll tell you, as you look at the Saranac roster, you've got not only some 8th graders, but you got some freshmen and some sophomores that saw considerable playing time. And I think you're going to see that Mary Latempio is just continuing to just build a competitive team season after season.
This is going to be a real important program to watch in years to come. You've been watching the NFHS Network. Calvin Castine on the camera, and Rick Hunter and myself, Lee Barcombe. We're now looking toward the presentation of the Section 7 Championship to be presented by Plattsburgh High School coach Tim Mulligan, along with CZ coach Rob McAuliffe. They have the Section 7 Championship banner along with the trophy. And of course, the old tradition of the shaking the hands after the match is good sportsmanship being exhibited by both squads. Saranac has absolutely nothing to hang their head for.
Well, I'll tell you, it's good to see two teams play very hard on the ball. It wasn't an overly physical game, but it was one of those games where when the contest was done, they recognized that they left it on the field.
There was mutual respect for both squads, absolutely. It was really a joy to watch and call for you. Now the announcements will be made, and they'll be calling out the captains to receive the championship trophy. So they're calling out the Saranac captains at this time: Nora Canning, along with Kayla Myers and Samantha Wells. They're presented with a game ball for the team.
That was like your team winning. That's how much you got.
And now they'll call out the captains of the Beekmantown squad. So captains coming out: Jenna Trombley, Emma Beach, and Riley Fissette. And they're coming out to greet Tim Mulligan to receive their Section 7 championship trophy, along with the game ball. And here comes the team to take their photo in front of the Section 7 banner.
Well, this is what it's all about. You see all those faces, smiles, and they recognize that, what, this season really, for some, doesn't even start in August. For some of them, it actually starts as soon as this year's done.
Absolutely.
And for some of these players, I think of one that comes to mind. I'll tell you what, Pete Bursick's got to be really, really pleased with Jenna Trombley. I think she anchored a back that really controlled anytime that ball was inside the 18, and I think it led to their victory today.
Absolutely, I wholeheartedly agree with that. She, for me, probably was the MVP of this match, and a close second would have been Riley Fissette. I really thought they both played really strong games defensively for the Eagles. So lining up to take their photograph, the official Section 7 championship photograph. And we see here warming up are the boys teams, Saranac boys team and the Peru boys team, who will be playing next on this NFHS network with us broadcasting it. We'll take a few minutes to warm up probably between games. Thanks for watching. It was our pleasure to bring this to you. And again, for Calvin Castine and Rick Hunter, I'm Lee Barcombe. Stay tuned for the Section 7 Class B boys game coming up next.
That's good now. I'm serious.
And it's going to wrap it up from here. Hometown Cable, along with the NFHS Network and Tim Mulligan, the Section 7 representative, handing out the hardware. Thanks for watching, and for those of you who understand what viewer-supported local television is all about, Hometown Cable, TV worthy of your support. Thank you for watching.